This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, good afternoon everyone. Shalom Aleichem. Welcome to today's Devorah. We're continuing in the 5th chapter and the 7th way to effectuate Chesed on high. Yesterday we learned the 7th way, and I have an important teaching that I would like to review regarding the 7th teaching, which is bringing the Kala into the Chuppah. We said that is accomplished through Tefilla, because the essence of Tefilla is the essence of bringing the Kala into the Chuppah. And we learned that the function and the objective of davening is to be meyached the various levels of the Olamos, to connect the various spheros. The Ribbon Shalom in Shamayim is being mashpia shefa through the various worlds, and it's trickling down from Olam HaAtzilus, and then down into the Olam HaBriya, where the Kisei HaKavod is, then down into the Olam HaYetzira, where the Malachim are, and then down to Olam HaAsiya is our Olam HaShafel, our lowly world. Now, through Tefillah, we connect the various Olamos. And the main parts of Tefillah, the Devorah says, are number 1, Karbanos, number 2, Psuke de Zimra, number 3, Tefillah de Meyushav, which is Berchas Kriya Shema, and number 4, Shemona Esrei. And then you go down, namely, through Ashrei Uval Etzion, you come down to the Olam HaBriya. Through the Yom, you come down to Olam HaYetzira, and then Aleinu, finally, in the Olam HaAsiya, which is Nusach Sfard, and Nusach Ashkenaz will flip the Yom and the Aleinu L'Shabeach. So I'd just like to share with you today, to just clarify these 4 parts of davening, and an important idea in general. We know Hashem's name is Yud Kei Vav Kei. Yud, and then a Hey, and then a Vav, and then a Hey. But there are actually 4 ways to spell Yud Kei Vav Kei. Yud Kei Vav Kei could be spelled with what is called Miloi Hein, Miloi of Hays. So Yud is spelled always Yud Vav Daled, and the gematria of that will always be 20. Hey could be spelled one of 3 ways: Hey Hey, Hey Yud, or Hey Aleph. So if you spell it Hey Hey, Hey Hey is 10. The Vav could also be spelled a number of ways. So it could be spelled Vav Vav, which is 12, and then Hey Hey, which is 10. So 20, 10, 12, 10. What do you get? 20, 10, 12, 10 is 52. That is what is called Ben, 52. That is the name of God that corresponds to Olam Hazeh, this world, which is called Olam HaAsiya. Then there's another way to spell Hashem's name, and that is the Hashem's name b'miloi Aleph, God's name with Alephs. So it's going to be spelled as follows: Yud Vav Daled, which is 20; Hey Aleph, which is 6. We're up to 26. Vav is Vav Aleph. Vav is 13, 39, and then Hey is Hey Aleph 6, 45. That is the name of God that corresponds to Psuke de Zimra. That is the name of God that corresponds to Psuke de Zimra. Then we get to Berchas Kriya Shema, which is Hashem's name, which is 63. And the 63 gematria of Hashem's name is called Miloi Meshulav, where you use a Yud and you use an Aleph. So Yud is Yud Vav Daled, always 20. Hey is Hey Yud. And the Vav is Vav Aleph Vav. So the Yud is 20. The Hey is 15. The Vav is 13. And the Hey is 15. So 20, 2 15s is 50. And then the 13 is 63. And that is the name of Hashem for Berchas Kriya Shema. And then there's the 72-letter name of Hashem, which is Miloi Yud. So Yud Vav Dalet is 20. Hey Yud, again, is 15. Vav is Vav Yud Vav, which is 22. And then Hey is Hey Yud. So you got the 20, and the 2 15s is 50. And then the Vav is Vav Yud Vav is 2272. and Shemona Esrei is 72. So you say, okay, very nice, Rabbi Glatstein. How in the world am I ever going to remember that? So the answer is, even I don't remember that. That's why you get the Maslik Midrash Siddur. And in the Maslik Midrash Siddur, it tells you in front of each part of the davening where you are, what world you're in. So in case you thought, let's say, some people by some parts of davening are in the world of the stock market, some people in certain parts of davening are in the world of sports, some people are in the world of weather, and some people are in worlds that we cannot even think about. But at least if in your siddur it tells you where you need to be, you might have a fighting shot of reflecting on that for a moment. So this is one of the many miles of the siddur. You got to get the siddur. I don't get anything out of it. I'm not getting any kickback from this. The Maslik Midrash Siddur has by brachos tefillas ha'asiyah. So Olam ha'asiyah, Yud, Hey, and then the Vav and the Hey, where it tells you this is the 52-letter name of Hashem for psuke, for the brachos and the karbanos. And then for Psuke de Zimra, right before Baruch Sha'amar, it tells you Yud Kei Vav Kei with Miloi Aleph. And then that is for the brachos. 1 second. And then for Birchas Kriya Shema, it has Olam Abriya, Yud Kei Vav Kei. This is a hybrid of Yud and Aleph. And then for Shemona Esrei, the Olam HaAtzilos, it's the Yud Kei Vav Kei with the Yuds. So these are the four worlds. They are alluded to in the word Abiyah. Abiyah stands for Atzilos, which is Shemona Esrei, Bria, Brachas Kriya Shema, Yitzira, which is Psuk de Zimra, and Asiyah, which is Brachos and Karbanos. Now the Maram Shik in a Tshuva, Arachayim, Siman, Mem Gimel, he tells us that he heard from his Rabbi, the Chassam Sefer, who says that this is also alluded to in the words Ashrei, Yoshvei, Veisecha, Oid. Ashrei is Aleph, stands for Atzilus. Yoshvei, Yud, stands for Yitzira. Veisecha, Bei, stands for Bria, but for whatever reason they're flipped around there. Oid is an Ayin, which stands for Asiya. These are the four worlds. Now, the Maram Shik does say that the gematria of the Rashi Tevos, Ashrei, Yoshvei, Veisecha, Oid, Yehalalucha, is 72, which corresponds to the 72-letter name of Hashem. In other words, it's 70. Aleph is 1, Yoshvei is 10, 11, Veisecha is 13, another 2, and so it goes like this. Ashrei is one God, Yoshvei Veisecha 12 Shvatim, Oid, and the 70 souls that came down to Mitzrayim. So Ashrei is 1, Yoshvei Veisecha is the 12 Shvatim, Oid is the 70 souls that went down to Mitzrayim. Now, according to this, the Maram Shik explains a very interesting phenomenon. And that is, we find in the davening, and by the way, the Maram Shik says this is also another basis for why in Nusach Sfard they say Hoidu before Baruch Sha'amar. Why? Because he says if you take the numerical value of the Rashi Tevos, Va'ani, Bechaztecha, V'atachti, Yagel, Libi, Bishuasecha, Va'ani is Vav, is 6, Bechazra 2, that makes 8, V'atachti 10, Yagel 20, Libi 50, Bishuasecha 52. Now 52 is the Shem 52. The Shem 52 belongs to the first part of davening, Brachos and Karbanos. It doesn't belong to Psukei de Zimra, which is 45. So therefore they put Hoidu all the way in the beginning before Baruch Sha'amar. Okay. Be it as it may, the Maram Shik says this would explain why there are 4 appearances of Shema Yisrael throughout davening. One is in Karbanos. Lefikach hanach lechayim la'ashrenu. Shem Hashem ha'arim v'atim zim v'atim 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 tamid. Shema Yisrael. That's 1. 2 is the end of Psukei de Zimra. Some say at the end of Az Yashir, B'sayrascha kosav lemar Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. Again, I'm not saying you should say it or you're even allowed to say it, but it is in the Siddur. Then you have a third Shema Yisrael in Kriya Shema, and the fourth, some people say after Aleinu, U'v'sayrascha kosav Shema Yisrael. Why are there four Shemas? So that the concept is you want to unify God's name in all four worlds. So it is worthwhile to understand that even if you don't know exactly what part of davening corresponds to what world, now if you buy this siddur for a few bucks, you'll know on every page it tells you where you are, by the way. So in case you forget where you are, now it doesn't mean you don't have to get the Rabbi Yaakov Emden siddur, which tells you where in the Beis Hamikdash you're standing. So you get both. I guarantee you people have spent money on much more expensive things that are of no use. So we'll start one at a time. Every 10 years you could buy one of these Siddurim, and or you could even buy it, both of them at the same time, whatever you want to do. Or you don't have to buy it, you could just memorize the Shiur. Again, nothing here is mandatory, just suggesting. But you have four Siddurim, you have four Shemas. You have Shema in the Karbanos, you have Shema in Pesukei Zimra, you have Shema in Berachos Kriyashma, and Shema in Aleinu. This way, all parts of davening, you unify Hashem's name. This also explains why at the very end of Shemona Esrei, when you're still in what world? Who remembers? What world are we in Shemona Esrei? Olam Ha'atzilus, which is the highest realm. There is a custom to say a pasuk which mentions the name, a person's name. So my name is Daniel, so I say the pasuk, Dan Yadin Ama Yikachet Shivtei Yisrael, and then Yaakov I say, Yan Chashem Yom Tzos Gav Hashem Lekei Yaakov, and this helps a person remember their name. Why does a person need to remember their name? One of the reasons is when you get up there and you're mamish right by the Kisei HaKavod, and we know that a person's name is their essence and their mission in this world, you want to make sure that when you're in the highest spot of existence, you know who you are and you know what you need to do in this existence. Okay, so this is what the Talmud Devorah is saying. Now, if a person does this, aside from the fact that it gives more meaning to his tefillah, he will be doing a great chesed. Which chesed? You're telling me if I buy the Masak Midvash Siddur and I know where I am in the world, I'm doing a chesed? Yeah, you're doing the chesed of Hachnasas Kala L'chuppah, because you're uniting all the Olamais, and by doing so, you are rendering and effectuating Chesed on high. Okay, so tomorrow we'll try to do the eighth way to do Chesed on high. And until then,
Rabbi,
have a great day. Yes.
Abiyah.
What?
Is it the word Abiyah that you mentioned several times, right?
Yeah.
Does it appear anywhere in davening? I just remember that word in Ochila Lakel.
Yeah. Achila Lakel. Abiyarin anaha yisviyan mifal. Yeah.
Does it appear anywhere else?
Not in the tefillah.
What's the significance of it in Ochila Lakel? I don't know.
What do you think about it? Okay, Rabbi Say, have a great day.
Good evening, Rabbi.
Shkaya.
Well.
Kol tov. Be well.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.